The next thing that we have going on is a lot of fun, I shall
I
say.
hate to say
Uh, Apple Vision Pro. It's kind of hard to. I still haven't gotten mine, but I seen some comments in here, and I wanted to go over some of these comments first before I watch the video because they are interesting takes. I don't know what the video is exactly going to say, but I know it's about people giving back their headsets and things. Like there's a comment here talking about everyone's returning it because they realized it's $4,000. Like, do we really need this? I don't need it anymore. I can't afford this. People probably couldn't. They probably have to break it down into some type of payments, just like their phone does, because of how costly it is. Meta Quest is way more inexpensive, but I'm sure there's a way more other reasons. And another person was saying, once when the content creators and stuff made their videos, they just returned it. So I can see smaller content creators doing this. That's a funny thing. I don't want to take that comment too literally because I can see smaller content creators being like, "Hey, I don't have the money right now to partake in this, but hey, we so I'm gonna make this video real quick and then send it back." But the one thing that I can say though is a lot of the bigger ones, I think they're still holding on to their Vision Pros so that they can create even more content off of it. And because there's a lot that's going to come out of the Vision Pro in the future. So, without further ado, before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share for the algorithm. I really appreciate it so much. And let's hear what they said.
it, but I'm actually returning Apple Vision Pro. Here's why.
Since the Apple Vision Pro debuted earlier this month,
It's not comfortable. It does not replace this.
some Apple fanatics and early adopters are explaining why they chose to return the red-hot headwear within the 14-day window allowed.
If I wear this for more than 2 hours, I get a real bad migraine and my forehead just starts to hurt.
Even though some are blown away by its immersive features, the complaints ranging from a lack of comfort to limited options for apps to a price tag that can easily touch north of $4,000. Narinder Walia tells us he'd gladly pay that hefty sum if he wasn't mainly using it to watch videos. Especially, he says, if the device can't be worn easily for hours in theater mode.
After how long would you say you started to feel physical symptoms just from wearing the device?
There was eye strain after 45 minutes.
The Wall Street Journal's Joe
I want to stop here because they already listed off a bunch of problems that I even heard. Marquise Brownlee, I've seen some of his reviews and stuff like that. He's literally my favorite tech YouTuber, and the whole studio there. They're amazing people. I want to have them on as a guest on the podcast as much as possible. But I did hear a lot of stuff about this. Like even Mark gave his review. We listened to Mark's review last week. The snippet of that chunk of last week's video, if you haven't watched it, will be coming out sometime this week or this weekend. But that is one of the major. There's a bunch. What they listed is a bunch of major things that I've heard. They don't have enough apps on the platform. How good are their developers doing stuff? Their developers aren't getting stuff out. Shoot, even I've been trying to develop an app. It's kind of hard to get in touch with developers if you don't live in certain cities. From my experiences of it and being new to Swift and things, and another reason I'm new to it, and getting a lot of stuff to function the way you want it to in the Vision Pro has been difficult so far. It's an early thing, so it's just been difficult to develop the applications that you want to have within there. But I've seen so many dope concepts, and I believe they're going to come out eventually. But giving us 6 months to really develop something that's going to be crazy good is just not going to happen. I think by next year, this time, a lot of those more advanced apps will come out because I bet you a lot of these people are either in small teams or working by themselves. I'm working by myself right now, and I'm probably going to upgrade into a smaller team that's more tight knitted and stuff, and show them the ideas and things so that I have more people doing that because I don't have enough time on my hand between work, between the podcast, between all the other stuff that I'm doing and trying to work on. There's just not enough time in a day to do this stuff, so my schedule has to be very tight knit, and that's something that is definitely getting worked on. But these apps aren't going to be on there. You basically have a $3,000 to $4,000 home movie device. Yeah, it's more immersive and stuff. It's cool to play with for a week, but after that week, you're not getting nothing out of it anymore. And then the other thing is how comfortable it is. It's just not good. Mind you, a lot of these people, they probably don't even realize there's another headset to make it more comfortable. Apple does provide another headset with the Apple Vision Pro to hold better on the head. It don't look as good. It's kind of ugly, but it is more efficient, and it does take a lot of that heavy weight off your eyes and things. But they need to make it more comfortable. They need to have a better app store selection and things. And a lot of people are going to be returning it from that reason, because like you're just sitting there to watch videos mainly. And then who are you really FaceTiming on with it, with them ugly avatars? The avatars didn't look how they showed in the event last year. There's a lot of development that hasn't been done and I think they just haven't had enough time. This is something, and one of the things is Meta already has this software out to a degree. Meta has this out to a degree of how to do stuff, and they have games. They have a way more stuff on there and things. Apple needs a whole nother year and a half to even get to a solid point to where this is okay. Now, generation 2, that might be better. And one of the reasons why I've been holding back is because of that reason, these reasons that they all listed off in the video already. But that's the main reason why I haven't gotten mines yet to do YouTube videos and things, along with other reasons too, of course, because I was trying to set up a lot of stuff for the podcast itself and the business and things. But hey, all they're saying is true. It's true facts. I don't think it's worth it right now. It's cool to have and to play with, but I think really after a week's time, you're not really getting your money's worth out of it, because you have I have 2 monitors right here. I have a phone, I have a TV, and I have laptops. Why do I need a device just to watch shows on? I don't. A lot of people have so many devices to already watch shows and things on and whatever. It's just, the Vision Pro is just not ready right now. It's just not ready.
Joanna Stern reviewed the product.
I think part of one of the reasons these returns are happening is people get into the store and they're like, holy wow, this is amazing. And then they get home and then they realize, I'm not going to use this thing so much. And I paid a lot of money.
That wow factor convinced Luke Miani it was a worthwhile investment.
I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park with just interacting with non-existent windows that appear to be floating in midair.
But Mark Zuckerberg, not impressed, comparing the Apple Vision Pro to his Meta Quest 3.
I don't just think that Quest is the better value. I think the Quest is the better product, period.
As for the users showing up on the subway and even dinners with Apple Vision Pros on,
hey bud, I want some. What's up with the pinchers?
Miani called this kind of dystopian and likely not useful.
Why bring it out to dinner with 3 of your good friends?
I mean, it wasn't practical at all, but it was very fun.
As for those who are wondering, is it really a good idea?
See, people are just doing stuff just for fun. Like, let me take this out because it's fun. Like, yeah, you can go get a little bit of excitement, but after you bring it to dinner that one time and have that fun, you're not doing it again. You're literally not going to do it again. You're just doing stuff for the hell of it at that point. And one thing that I did see was this kicker destroying. He's very good at kicking, and he wanted to show from his POV how he kicks the footballs and stuff. And it was a wonderful video on how he used the Vision Pro, on his perspective and things, and going through his field goal process and stuff. It was a wonderful perspective. And maybe if it was something that's better to wear and easier to wear, you can get more POVs on different players and things like that. Maybe they should add some type of way in that football in general, because seeing certain players' POVs would be so dope. It would be so cool. I'm saying it right here. I'm giving the NFL and NCAA ideas. Get little micro cameras or something in the helmet so we can see players' POVs, and you can add them to the live stream. Oh my gosh, or upload them later. You guys have the voice stuff every week. Just, get the little video. I mean, mind you, a lot of those cameras probably would break unless we find better helmet technology, but there's just people are just using it just for the fun of doing stuff with it, just for the fun of it. They're going out with it just for the fun of it. You don't see people doing that with MetaQuest and things. So you can really see how the difference of what Mark was talking about between the worth of these two products right now, where they stand. One is just way more luxury priced and looking and stuff, but that's what we have right now.
To bring these devices out in public, we've all seen these videos. Guys, the truth is these devices are not designed to work in motion, which is to say the features are not as effective when you're moving. They're meant for home or for office. We did, of course, also reach out to Apple to find out more information about how many of these devices have actually been returned. So far, we have not heard back. Back to you guys.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. It's one thing when you look at the table next to you.
They are not going to say how many has been returned. I can agree with that. They are not going to say how many of their videos, products have been returned. That's one thing I would never admit. As a company, I would never admit that. It's crazy. I need to Steam that. But yeah, it's just not practical at all. And like, it's tough because another thing I saw recently was about the cost of making a Vision Pro. Costs. I saw this graph that showed how much it costs to make a Vision Pro, but I didn't know how true it was. And I wanted to do more research on that. So if you guys want to see that in a separate video or something like that, we can definitely do it, because there's a lot of different components and things, and when you add stuff all together, you'll notice how much they're really making off of these. And from what I saw, there was like, it cost about $1,600, $1,550 or whatever to actually create the Vision Pro, which is so costly, mind you. Like, the MetaQuest is releases a product a third of that price. And then they're selling them for $35. So you're making a $2,000 profit off of each headset. Mind you, as time passes, Apple likes to discount their products to a certain degree. So maybe they're doing that so that they can have like $500 to $1,000 profits later on in the future, which is still crazy to think about. Maybe they should bring the price point down, especially based off all the stuff that you use to. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more research around the cost of actually developing it, but for what you can do on it, there's no point of it being that much. There's really no point at all for it being that much. And I just agree with that. I agree with a lot of people's frustration right now on how they're viewing the Vision Pro and how it's being used and how much it is. That's just how it is, and I agree with y'all. I sympathize with y'all. It's completely not worth it at this stage and point.